morelikeradio.com. It's our duty to entertain you. I said duty.
Hi, this is Carrie.
Hi, Carrie. This is Sully from The Sully Show. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
I am so glad that the ALS has decided to do an interview with us, because this is fantastic. We just did about 15 minutes on the whole thing so far.
Oh, wonderful.
And mainly because, you know, people have a lot of opinions and everything. So, ladies and gentlemen that are listening, this is Carrie Munk from the ALS Association. Thank you for being on the show once again. And
thank you.
I need to ask you this. First of all, how's Barbara feeling?
Oh, she's fine. Her voice is a little worn out, and busy couple weeks.
I was about to say, you know, this has been an extremely busy couple of weeks, almost 2 months for you guys, because last I checked, this started at the beginning, well, kind of the middle of July, really.
Well, that's when we had to do a little research too, because as you know, this wasn't an initiative that the ALS Association sparked. We are certainly embracing it, but we had to do some research too and look back, when did this get started? How did this get started? But we really started to see things pick up in the last 2.5, 3 weeks.
Really? Wow. See, now that I did not know. I did not know that you guys didn't start this. No,
it was started by a few families based out of New York and Boston that had connections to each other, and two of the gentlemen, actually 3 of the gentlemen have ALS, and one of them is a 29-year-old. His name's Pete Frates, and he's based in the Boston area, and so he really got things going viral up in Massachusetts probably 2 weeks ago now.
Wow. See, now that's impressive.
That gave me the goosebumps.
I think we saw the Massachusetts family on the news the other day.
Yeah.
Was it one that I think the grandmother had it? Was that the family?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure. But it'd be pretty cool if it was.
Yeah.
But you guys have been seeing all these videos popping up and getting tagged and so on and so forth. And I'm sure you guys have been just thrilled with the amount of attention that this has been giving you guys.
No, it's been absolutely unbelievable. And, only about, up until probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, only about half of the American people even knew what ALS was and that it was a disease. And not only that, it's a devastating disease. And so, while the monetary contributions have been so amazing, the awareness that this has generated alone is it's so tremendously valuable.
Right. I just read on the website today that you guys have reached a record of $13.3 million in donations. What type?
That's right.
What's that money going to go to for the type of research that you guys do? Because I know there's really not a lot of major things out there. Do you know?
And I'm sorry, I didn't hear your question.
Oh, I'm sorry. What type of research are you guys going to do with the money that you guys have been bringing in lately?
Well, this whole effort has really opened up so many doors that we never even thought would be possible. There's been more, despite what people may think, there's been more progress in the area of ALS research in the last 20 years than there has been in the history of the disease, really when it was first identified in the late 1800s. So the fact that, we can, look at ways to add to our already robust research program to build it even more, just really opens up so many new opportunities for us to really move the needle on finding treatments and a cure.
Right. Now, for those that don't know, ALS is Lou Gehrig's disease. Mm-hmm. That was really the first big time that ALS came about and started getting any type of national attention and so on and so forth. What can you tell us a little bit more about the disease itself for those that don't know the details of it, like what it affects on the human body?
Sure. Well, it's a progressive neurodegenerative disease. which basically means your brain stops communicating. Your motor neurons die, break down, and so your brain isn't able to communicate with your muscles anymore. So people lose the ability to walk, to move, to speak, and to eventually breathe, which is what eventually kills people. The disease, it's 100% fatal, and it's a very fast progressing disease in most cases. People usually, from the time of diagnosis, die within 2 to 5 years.
Wow.
And right now, there's only one drug that's approved by the Food and Drug Administration that is available to treat the disease, and that only extends survival by 2 to 3 months.
Oh, wow. So, for something like this, this isn't exactly the greatest thing to have in the world, number one. And number two, there's no survivors. There's absolutely no survivors to at least help raise awareness. So we're mostly relying on friends and family of the victims of this disease.
Yeah, and the real sad part about it is too, with other diseases, you can have living advocates with the disease who either have, are able to prolong their lives with treatments and can talk about the importance of either finding a cure or finding more treatments. But the sad fact is, people with ALS, they lose their ability to speak.
Right.
And so being vocal about it a lot of times just isn't possible. And so that's why this kind of viral sensation that's been going on is so incredibly important. And I really feel that, when we look back on this in the next 10, 20, 30 years, that, this Ice Bucket Challenge, believe it or not, could really be looked upon as the real game changer in the history of this disease.
I'm going to have to agree with you about that. Just from 1.7 million from this time last year to 13.3 million dollars. Whether people think it's a stupid trend or not, it's working, and it's working great. I mean, even celebrities are doing this challenge. We were just doing a whole thing on one of the what the hell? What team is he from? I forget what team he's from already. Paul Bissonnette did he's from the Coyotes. He did his challenge with a helicopter and actual glacial ice.
I saw that.
Which was amazing.
The video was great.
Vince McMahon and Triple H of the WWE also did it.
Yeah, and Donald Trump got challenged, and Jimmy Fallon, and I mean, it's growing so fast. Yeah, I'm afraid that it's going to kind of just die out, and I don't want it to die out. And we were talking about it that, October is breast cancer awareness. Maybe with everything that's going on, maybe August can be ALS.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this is going to be something big.
That we do every year.
Yeah. And you challenge and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever consider the fact that this could be the biggest thing for you guys?
Well, I just think it's just been tremendous so far. And even if everyone stopped at this second today, so much progress has already been achieved. So many more people have, we're right here. We're talking about a disease that we probably never would have been talking about, a month ago. And it's just, like I said before, there's just so many opportunities and open doors that exist now because of this.
What do you think is going to happen in the future when it comes to the research and everything? Because I really don't know much about the research that's been going on. I do know that I have family members that have passed away from this, but I don't know the details of what they're doing to at least help. I mean,
sure. Well, a couple big things that the ALS Association is focused on. One of them is finding biomarkers. So, what a lot of people don't know is that typically it takes a year or more to be diagnosed with ALS because there is no, blood test to say, yes, you have this disease. And a lot of times, people might start out, they call it drop foot, where your muscle in your foot is weakened and you find walking difficult and you think you have some kind of nerve issue in your ankle. And so, for the next year, you're going to consult doctors and you're going to neurologists and et cetera. And it just takes a long time to diagnose. And so with this biomarker research, we can diagnose people much more quickly. and hopefully find ways to catch the disease earlier and treat it more quickly. Another thing we're looking at is genetics. We know that 10% of all cases of ALS are genetic, and it has to do with mutations in particular genes. One of the challenges in even talking about ALS is that it is such an incredibly complicated disease because it involves the brain and motor neurons, et cetera. But the genetic aspects of it are something that, the ALS Association is really focused on as well.
Right. Now, what have we figured? I mean, obviously you figured out that it is genetic. Do you know, like, what type of mutation it is?
Sure, just 10% of all cases are genetic. 10% of all cases are familial, meaning that it's passed down through family members. But the other 90% are completely random, and we call that sporadic.
Wow. See, I didn't know that.
So it's not like Huntington's disease.
Well, what's interesting is what researchers are focused on now is the fact that ALS and Huntington's and Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, they all share common traits. So research into ALS might benefit people with Alzheimer's and vice versa. So that's a big focus of researchers right now.
Wow. I mean, I'm floored with this. I really am, especially the fact that they're now linking other diseases that have plenty of research going on. I mean, obviously, everybody's got research going on. Everybody has it. We know this. But the fact that those are all kind of tied to it, it's amazing to me. It really is. And not many people know that.
No, that's exactly right.
Now, what type of fundraisers have you guys done in the past? Because I know some family members of mine, they have groups together and so on and so forth that help with their, help their towns and stuff like that, help to raise money.
Well, our biggest fundraiser is our Walk to Defeat ALS, and we have that every spring and every fall in communities across the country. We have about 38 chapters nationwide, and so they're very active in local communities, not only providing direct care to people with the disease, but also working on advocacy-related issues, really advocating on behalf of people with ALS. And then, as I said, the Walk to Defeat ALS is the biggest fundraiser, and that's really an opportunity for all of the families and friends, to create teams and fundraise together and really focus on bringing visibility to the cause.
Wow. I'm floored by this. I really am. When this first started, how long did it take you guys to really start looking into what the Ice Bucket Challenge was doing for, pretty much people around, not just the States, but around the world?
Right. Well, we noticed it first in Massachusetts, and I don't think anyone really knew how much it would grow outside of that state and how quickly it would grow outside of the state. So when we provide our fundraising figures, we're looking at July 29th because that's really when we started to notice an uptick in donations, at least at the national office, and then move ahead a week to around August 4th. That's when things really started to take off nationwide, and our chapter started seeing a lift in fundraising.
Wow.
What was the reaction when you realized how big this got?
Well, I don't think there was any one moment where we thought, okay, this is big, because it's literally grown every single day since it started, and it's continued to exceed all expectations that I think anyone had, even, people who work at other ALS charities and even the families and, other individuals affected by it, because I don't think it's like anything the country's ever seen before. And one thing that, I really think is what's so amazing about it is, it was initiated by individuals, and I don't think a corporation or any organization, even if they had all of the PR dollars in the world, could ever have come up with this concept and moved it forward in a way that how it's happened so far.
Now it restores your faith in humanity a little bit, just to see someone that has nothing to do with the subject except being related to somebody that has the disease kind of go out of their way and create something this big.
Right.
Now, has anyone challenged you to this challenge, or Barbara perhaps? Because
Well, they have, and it happened about 2 weeks ago, and I made a donation to the ALS Association. But I was just challenged again yesterday, so it might be a chilly Sunday afternoon for me.
hey, all of us all of us here on the show have done it already, or are going to do it at some point today.
Except for Punchy, he hasn't accepted my challenge yet.
So I know it's been hugely popular. I know in one day I had just 2 people alone challenging me, and I just felt like I was a target. I couldn't tell if people actually wanted to spread the word or nobody liked me. But actually, you know, like my uncle challenged me, and then obviously Matt here, he challenged me. So I was like, I got to get this done. So I had to put as much ice as I could, and it was really cold. I'm not gonna lie, but I can't believe how much it's done, and I think you guys should definitely do this every year and take this opportunity to ride the wave and spread this, whether it's in August or whatever. I think it's a great event, and I think you guys are doing really great things for the disease.
Well, we really appreciate all your help in promoting awareness about it, and just thanks so much.
I can't wait to put this up on YouTube.
Any chance I have to have douse my friends in cold water, I mean, I'll do that regardless. But now you give me a reason and a cause, and I appreciate you, for doing that.
Aww.
Well, thanks so much.
Aw, Adam, you're such a sap.
I know. What can I say?
Swell guy.
You are. You're a swell guy. Now, what's next for you guys? Do you have anything in store?
Well, that's what we're looking at now, and we're in active conversations with our chapters and people living with the disease who are close to our organization, and our board of trustees to really look at how we can smartly and prudently spend this money and really honor the donations that we've received so far. And like I said before, this opens up tremendous opportunity for us, and we want to do the right thing and make really strategic decisions as to how we invest this amazing amount of money that the American people have donated.
Yeah. Wow. Carrie, thank you very much for filling in and giving the ALS's take on what's been going on, because even the last week alone has been insane with people doing the challenge. And I'm going to say this to everybody. There are local chapters in your state. Mm-hmm. What the heck was that?
I don't know.
That was a weird beep. Touch my tools. Here we go. All right. Whatever.
Crazy.
That was weird. Anyway, there are local chapters in your state. Check around your hometown. There are places that you can go to donate. And you can also go to the alsa.org/donate. At least I hope that's what it is. That's what I put on my video. Anyway.
Yeah, thank you so much.
At least that last I checked. And if you do want to learn more about the ALS, by all means, go to alsa.com. Not .com, .org. Wow. I just did it right, and then I screw it up. It's a nonprofit. That's the thing. It's a nonprofit. And all your donations, whether it's $1 to $10 to $100, whatever it is you want, you guys can help at least strike out ALS. I think it's good. Carrie, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us today about this. We really appreciate it.
Oh, well, thank you so much, and I appreciate all of you all getting wet for us.
and stay warm this afternoon. Stay warm.
Yeah.
Just in
case.
Okay,
thanks so much.
Thank you very much, Carrie, and tell Barbara we hope she feels better.
Will do. Thanks a lot.
Goodbye. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out this week's interview with Carrie Munk from the ALS Association. By the time the video was all said and done on Sunday, a lot of things have happened. As of August 20th, the ALS Association has raised $31.5 million in ALS research. My suggestion for you guys is whether you do the Ice Bucket Challenge or not, go to alsa.org/donate. It's right here at the bottom. You can't miss it. And give a little something, whether it's $1, $5, $10, whatever it is. Let us help find a cure for ALS. You can also check out my show, Sundays, noon to 2 Eastern on morelikeradio.com, as well as check out More Like Radio's YouTube channel. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. We're live Sundays from noon to 2 Eastern on More Like Radio. We'll see you next time.